So I'm Jesse Hayner, and I'm the program manager here in Beaumont for our Learn to Thrive program. I've had a lot of great successes this past fiscal year, implementing Check and Connect program, obviously our peer support, our life skills groups, ranging from 6 years old to 24 years old. We've had a lot of great testimonies, not only from students, also from teachers, faculty. Um, we started with Vincent Middle School last year and kind of segued into Check and Connect. We've already had pretty high risk kids, high risk attendance, high risk behavioral issues. Beaumont Independent School District is one of the last in the state as far as curriculum goes, scores, attendance. And so there's a big need here in the Beaumont and the Golden Triangle of Southeast Texas area. But we've had so many awesome testimonies. There's data that can't be recorded. There's things that just can't be measured. Um, we had a kid last year was one of our, I'm going to say worst, right? I don't like using worst in kids, but as far as behavioral issues, he couldn't stay in class, he couldn't stay in a seat, suspended every other week, in school suspensions weekly. Mom didn't know what to do with him. He's been with us now for 2 years. Um, First through our social events, and then now through Check and Connect, and where me and him would meet on a weekly basis. And so the last 8 months, he just totally had a turnaround. Even the teachers are like, "You're not going to believe who is running a student body club after school." I'm like, "Who?" And they were telling me it was so and so. And so he's turned it around. His grades are up. His attitude is different. He hasn't had one in school suspension in the last 2 semesters. And we want to honor those things, right? And a lot of that is us checking in with him telling us what's really going on at home, things that he fears, things that he's good at, his likes, his dislikes, why he's late to class sometimes, right? So we got to talk to him, give him some incentives because of this grant to do better. And we hooked him up with a plaque for our biggest turnaround award of the year. So we have an award. We did it 2 years in a row. And this year he got the biggest turnaround award. And when we called his mom, we're like, "Hey, this is Learn to Thrive. It's just so and so's mom." Her first word was, "What did he do?" Right? I'm like, "No, this is a good thing." And so it was a big deal. The mom came down to the school. We had a little crowd for an award ceremony, and we presented him with a plaque with his name on it. He's never had a trophy. He's never had an award. It is in his room on his wall. And so we want to just really support and honor big and small goals. And so those are one of the things that you may not see when it comes to data recorded, but those are one of the stories that we have here at Learn to Thrive here in Beaumont. And other ones aren't as happy, right? Other ones are, um, you know, we were able to provide food for families that told us they haven't had any food in the house in 2 days, or young people that really have never had a social event. And so for peer social support, we were able to take kids out of this Golden Triangle area and do a day that was, a learning day. We took a couple kids in our program to the NASA Space Museum. They've never even left the area. And so those are things, again, that can't be measured, that we get to do in this program. And last but not least, we also have a lot of referrals for young people in our program who, though their needs assessment didn't score poorly, after a while, some things opened up and they started talking about home and school and their behavioral issues and find the root core of why there was behavioral issues. A student that had 17 siblings, right, doesn't know his mom, being raised by his grandparents. We got to kind of go back and do a secondary needs assessment and see where he really was. And we found out he was high risk for suicide, high risk for mental health, and is now has a referral for therapy. We're actually going to start him doing horse therapy here next week in our summer program coming up. And so those are the things that make this program a detriment to the community. People trust us, parents trust us. We've been in this school now for almost 2 years. Faculty trusts us. The principal lets us walk around the hallways with the kids, take them to class. And so that's only happened because of the IHC program and the Check and Connect program. And again, those are the behind the scenes things that we can't really measure, but that are really, really valuable. So we just appreciate this program, the impact in our community. And yeah,